Hi guys, my name is Marcel and this is Walt. We worked together for almost 10 years in the studio. This is our new studio, new, 2.5 years old already. It's located in Leen in the Netherlands, and this is where the magic is happening at the moment. Today we're going to show you some stuff we did of course in the past, and some stuff we are doing at the moment. Like we're going to show you the leads, how we did it on everything. We show you some stuff we did for Inside Me, and of course some new material what's coming up, like a new bass drum for one of my new tracks for the album. So we're going to show you a whole bunch of stuff. At the moment we are busy with my first artist album. One of the new tracks on the album is, we just started on this one. It's again with a vocal from Remco Spy, a Dutch guy. He also did Inside Me and everything. And we're busy now in the middle of creating a new track for that.
Remco got a nice, like really cool vocal, and the way we work with him is like he sends it to us. We try to put it in a track. If it doesn't really work, you know, we have to make some changes. We can do different things, like okay, do it again, or we change it by using like auto-tune and say okay, these notes would work better, and then we just send it back to him. He records it again, and then we put it back in the track. And now we're just busy here with this track. Don't have a title yet, and
it's a working title tomorrow at the moment. But
yeah, I'm gonna show you a few things in a few. Here's your vocal. You can hear his voice is really like sounds a little metally. He just recorded this. I think it's still like 16 or it sounds like 8-bit. So we put it in, like in the track. We make the whole thing, and then we think okay, this is how it should be done. We send it back to Remco, and then he'll have to sing it again or come back to our singing booth up here in the studio, which is especially suited for good singers, and we got a big mic in there and a nice compression here, the Avalon, to put in the mic signal and just boost up the vocals, and we put it back in the track, and it should be fine.
Yeah, it will be actually the first time that he entered the studio then when he comes, because the previous times with Inside Me and everything, the first takes from both of the tracks are not that okay, because I always play my music in the weekends of course, and always road testing it, and on a Monday we get back, you know, with a lot of notes. But the first version of Inside Me wasn't that okay. So I think it was almost 6 months. Yeah, we started on the second version, and that was a big hit. And then with everything, it was the same. The first version wasn't quite there yet, so yeah, we put it apart, and then we worked on it again, and then yeah, it was almost a globally #1 hit on all the download portals. So we were really surprised with that, and really happy with that, of course.
And when it comes to vocals, really important, you know, like only a few notes, and the way of singing is really important, how it should be done. A few notes can change the whole feeling of a track and like the energy in it. So, you know, of course, as Marcel plays the stuff on the dance floor, you can see how people like, wow, you know, the right energy you get. And with the perfect voice, you can get the perfect energy to the people on the dance floor. And it's like, yeah, I really love vocals in the track. It really makes a total package of it. Not that I don't like tracks without vocals, but with a nice voice in it, it's like a real song. And like the Inside Me and everything tracks are, I think, really popular and a really good way for Marcel, like good combination of all kinds of music in its genre.
Yeah. He was always the one who wants to bring vocals into my music, and I always was a little bit like, vocals, you know, cheesy, you don't like vocals, but a lot of people use vocals now, but I don't like the female vocals, because it's really, if a male is singing it, I think it's more cool, you know.
I don't agree, by the way.
Sometimes you don't agree. He's more from the sub bass, I'm more from the mid punch, you know. So we always have discussions like that. But now I'm really excited with Remco on board, and yeah, we're busy now with some other vocalists, male and female, so he's happy as well. So we're working.
And
now,
the girls like it as well. I think if you play a track with women vocals, the girls jump on the dance floor right away, like, oh yes, they find themselves like, oh, this is for me, you know. The guys just like the more rough stuff, but the girls are also important. They take the girls to the guys to the club, so you have to get them both in there.
A little turning point was also when we did the remix for Tiesto for Escape Me. Was of course it was a female vocal, and it was pretty cool. It was a really exciting vocal, and yeah, you can make some really cool shit with a good vocal. So we were pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and it gives like a poppy edge to a track, which I really like, and yeah, just like I really love it. So I hope Remco can do more stuff for us because the album's coming. We don't know when exactly, but he got a perfect voice for Marcel sound. So yeah, it's great.
We're going to show you a little bit how we work. This side is the audio side, we call it. Like all the buttons are here for all the sound, and then like
the engineering side.
Yeah, the engineering side, the big compressions like Avalon we use a lot. And that side of the studio, it's connected to each other. We have 2 screens, and that's more the MIDI side. And he's more Mr. Magic. He's always working the keys, so he's really cool in that. So he's always a lot of that side when we're busy with creating the new music. But yeah, it's linked together, so it's funny because you can see something he's doing over there, you can see it over here. So it's a really nice setup. It's working now for 3 years now in this studio.
I think just 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
And it's a big place. We find it really important that you got space in your studio now. We got like 3 meters more here in the studio, but it's just like you feel free here. You got a nice environment to work. It's really important. You can see the trees outside. We got a lot of working space. So
I find we have a good vocal booth.
Yeah, as well. But it's really important, like if you're in a studio, when it comes like everybody starts out as a hobby, but if it's work, it should be work, it should be professional, and it's clean. Marcel's a little cleaner than I am, but then you get a good working vibe, and then I think you got better creativity in your tracks going on. So it's a really important thing for us. Yeah, as I just said, it sounds still a little flat because it's like an MP3 or something. We added extra bit crusher to like make it different, but he made 1 line vocal of it, and we added like with a Melodyne, we added like a few different notes to give it more like a chord kind of way, and you don't hear it like it's auto-tuned because I don't like all the electronic voices, Some tracks they are nice, but sometimes too much to me, but everybody likes what he likes. So this is his original voice, but
the picture of our future is great.
You can hear it there, it's auto-tuned.
Only the dark colors.
You hear it? So it's like, okay, this is too much, so we have to send this back and say to Remco, okay, do it like this. Then for the transy feeling, because there are some chords in this track, we add some higher end vocals on it.
In my mind, the picture of our future is great. Only the dark colors remain in my memory.
So if you hear it like this, like, it's a little cheesy maybe, but if you put it on the whole track, it sounds like a total thing. And you don't hear it anymore.
And the thing is, my kind of music style, it's not, people put me always in the corner, they put me a lot in the corner of trance music, but I don't like the real trance, fluffy, tickety-tickety stuff, I don't like that much. So, yeah, the tickety-tickety stuff, the GP8080, we still have it, but we never use it anymore.
Yeah.
Still a magic machine.
We call it tingle-tangle as well.
Tingle-tangle trance, yeah. And we always try to create really cool beats because it has to be a little bit on the transy side, but also a little bit on the housey, techy side. So always it has to be in the middle, So a cool, more housey, progressive guy can play it, and maybe a guy like Tiesto can play it. He's more open-minded than a lot of DJs are. So these are the beats.
Yeah, if you get the beats here, it's pretty housey and transy as well, and there are only 1 or 2 elements can really change the feeling of a track. There's a small like Predator bass line, easy like 1 octave bass line in it. If you skip this in the track, you got almost a house track, It's like if you put a little, like, you're just busy with a melody here. It's almost house, but if you like put in the right elements and you got a nice, more like transy track, and this is exactly I think the way Marcel and I like to produce, like for a nice combination of house and trance.
We always, in the past, we were really busy to try to find the good, how you say it, the sound was not there, because he was always in the low keys and really low, and it was more the sub kind of music, and I was always, no, it has to be in the middle, mid punch and a mid bass line, and it's pretty hard to find a decent mid bass line that still has some low end. And because it has to have some balls when you play it on a big event or in a club. So that's finally we find that a little.
Yeah, and since I play a lot in the clubs with my brother, of course, and we do a lot of stuff as well, and also the harder stuff, we see like, okay, hard is not like only low, it's really also mid. It's really important. Guy in the studio, of course, sounds like whoop, whoop. And every time you're in the studio and it's like whoop, Marcel's all like, come on, yeah, we need some punch, you know. Punch is what people really reaches, and the sub is like needs to be there, but you can always, you know, add a little afterwards.
And then it's cool when you're here, you know, you hear a lot of subs, you think, oh my god, that's great, but sometimes when you're in the club and they cut it straight from 60 hertz, well, it's gone, you know, you don't hear any sub anymore.
So it's really important to like for example, if you start with a kick, for a kick we use this M-bass a lot, like analog bass.
Yomox.
It's you got some. I'll show you the kick that we use. You can make the kick totally from scratch and all the notes you got, because it's really important to tune your kick into the bass line you need. You know, don't just. Of course, if you get a sample kick from like Avenged or something for the punch, it should be good. But if there's only a little tone in it, you know, it can like really sound strange if you put it together with a bass line that's in G and your kick is in A. You know, it sounds like crap. You don't want that. So for the right frequencies, you know, you tune your kick into the right note. This kick is already modified a little bit. So, but what we do for a kick is like what Marcel really likes is the mid punch. So a great thing for your kick when we start out is the ultra maximizer to boost it up a little bit. As I said, this kick is just modified, so just do a little bit so the effect is still there. If you put down the threshold a little bit, and you can feel when it starts to with your release. You know, it's going to start like hardstyle, which I like as well, so don't do that. But it's really important to boost up your kick, otherwise, you know, it sounds like flat and under your track. And I think the kick should be like punchy in your track, but not too much out there. In the speakers, the Mackies, the kick sounds pretty fat already, but when you're in the car, it's like so we always have to boot an extra mid end here in the studio. So
I hate it when a kick is really there, you know, when it comes out. So like a lot of trance music has that. You hear a kick, dung, 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 and then you hear everything around it.
But it's like really ugly attack. So it's pretty hard to make a good kick. And some producers like, oh, I have a good kick, let's use it for 10 tracks. We think like, okay, for 1 or 2 tracks good, and then you have to make another one. Otherwise, it sounds a bit boring. And it also depends on what kind of track you want, of course, what you want. Because sometimes your track is perfect, but it doesn't fit, and the kick can change the whole aspect of your track. So it's really important to have a perfect kick.
And this is a good machine for it. You can really tweak it everything, and then you can even put it into the mix with the buttons.
Yes, and if you want some extra punch in your kicks, you got the Trance. I have to look it up here. There's a nice attack in here. It also has preset like more punch and stuff. You can hear it already. I think the Waves plugins are really nice to make a fat kick and to boost it up. And just once we get it really out there and we need some more sub, we put a little like microtonic sub under it, just a little end to make a good low end on it and a nice punch in the mid. Make it a whole package of it and record it again as one kick, and that's how we start, and then the rest we're gonna build up. So that's how we work with the kicks.
A lot of people always ask me, one of my famous trademarks in my music is the distortion, and we use the quarter fuzz for that. So we're going to show you a little bit how we're going to use that in the music.
It's really easy. A lot of people probably already know this, but if you have to record first like a tiny bit of the track where we do a lot with, and maybe you can also show it another track we did.
And you can't record it now because it's
okay.
To the.
I'll show you another track. You get the Predator bass line here. It's really easy bass line, you can hear it.
There he is.
To the quarter fuzz. This thing is also perfect to just have to watch out with it. But to add, like, it has 4 bands, and so it also works like a multi-band compressor. And with the quarter fuzz, you can boost and like remove every frequency you don't want in your track. So sometimes even for a kick, also in other productions, if you want some more mid or low in it, you can use even the quarter first for it, but watch out because it's really like flattening your stuff. So you have to watch out with it, and otherwise put it on the send channel and add it to your original kick, so you still get the original signal and your like overdrive effect on it.
But it comes with Cubase. So you have to have Cubase if you want to have the quarter first.
I know some people who changed to Mac and really like say, well, I miss my quarter first. Yeah, you shouldn't change. But I don't say I don't like Mac, but quarter first, I still love it. Of course, there's some great other distortions out there.
Are you getting paid by quarter first now?
I don't know, it's a free thing in Cubase, so probably not. So that's actually like the quarter first, like we use a lot for edits and stuff for your kicks, and also for the harder stuff we do. Like it's a nice thing to give a nice edge to your tracks, and Marcel's signature is really the quarter first in his tracks.